probably have picked up on the accent. I am originally from Poland and I came to the UK in 2003, 16 years ago. I came as an au pair and I came with a suitcase. This is Mandy's suitcase, but this is just to illustrate the point. And I came with £50. That's all I had 16 years ago, okay? So I came as an au pair to look after children for 2 families. Within probably a year, I knew that if I wanted to have a family of my own, if I wanted to have a home of my own, I needed to change something. So I went to university, and if any of you have checked out my website, you will know that I've got a background in music, okay? So I went to study music, because that's what I did back in Poland. I went to music school, I played the piano, that's kind of what I'm trained to do. I read music at university. I actually did a dissertation on stage fright because the reason I did not continue with music was because I was crippled by stage fright. Which is quite ironic, isn't it? Because I'm standing here talking to you today, okay? So I did a dissertation at university about stage fright, about how you can overcome your nerves and the fact that, you can't change sometimes the circumstances, but you can change your responses to it. So I started becoming fascinated in how the mind works and how you can change your mindset to achieve your objectives. But it wasn't until I was 26 when my life changed, when a man came into my life, and it wasn't my husband. It was a trainer, a coach. And basically, he came to deliver some training at a workplace where I worked. And he said, you don't have to be defined by your circumstances. You don't have to be defined by your background. You can make whatever you want of your life. You don't even have to think of yourself in certain terms that maybe people have said about you in the past. You can start your life afresh and turn it into whatever you want it to be. So if we were to go back to your childhood, I wanted to share with you something. My grandma told me that I was a very thoughtful child, okay? I grew up in a household of very strong characters. My dad, my sister, my mum, they were very outgoing, okay? And my dad used to always compare me to my sister, and he would say to me, why are you not, why don't you have so many friends as she does? Why not as popular as she is? Why can't you go up to this person and just strike up a conversation? And that really kind of hurt me, because I couldn't do that. That wasn't within me. My dad was a very strict dad. He found it difficult to praise us or say that we were good at something. My relationship with him is probably better now than it was when I was growing up. Okay, when I started thinking about what coaching can do for people, what training can do for people, I wanted to encourage people, women and men. Okay, because I did not have that encouragement myself when I was growing up, and I wanted to change that. So, as I said, when I came across coaching, I started seeing potential instead of limitations. I started talking to people about what you can do instead of what you can't, about options instead of it will never work. The coaching was so beautiful, so nourishing, and yet so alien to me. So as I said, my dream started shaping that this is what I wanted to do. That's what I wanted. I wanted to lift people up. I wanted to inspire, empower, build them up. So as I said, when I had Theo a year and a half ago, I saw this immense opportunity for me that I can change my life, but by changing other people's lives. So Forte was set up. As I said, I've got a background in music. Forte means, in music, it means loud, but also it means something that you excel in. And for me, excellence is not about being perfect. None of us are perfect. It's about putting our energy into something that we feel passionate about. Choosing to learn and to grow and to develop. It's about having a spirit of becoming the best version of yourself and working on that continuously. I mean, we will never be a finished product. We will always be on that learning curve, but it's about knowing that that's the path I'm on, and that's where I want to put my energy, that's where I want to put my soul into. It's also about finding a sense of purpose. So in my job, I come across sometimes people who are in the job that they may not necessarily enjoy doing because what they really want to do is something completely different. And I will advise them through our coaching conversations as to how they can unlock that potential. So there is a client I have at the moment. She's got a high-profile job in a very busy call center, and she's struggling. And the reason she's struggling, because when we had a conversation about what if money was no object, what would you do? She wants to write children's books. Okay, so we've put together this plan, a 5-year plan of how she can start transforming her life now, so that in 5 years' time she can start writing those children's books. Okay, so you don't have to give up your job today. You don't have to give it up tomorrow. Okay, that's not what what my aim is to do. My aim is to say that if you have a dream, and maybe you are on the right path. If you are on the right path and you found your sense of purpose, you have found your vocation, you have found what you love doing, just keep going, because you're on the right path. But if you're not, you can start today, okay? But you don't have to, as I said, you don't have to quit your job today. But you can start taking small steps now, so that in 5, 10, 15 years' times, you will eventually end up where you want to be, okay? So as I said, my vision is to offer people hope that all of this is possible. I know that, as a woman myself, I started, as I said, with a suitcase and £50. You don't need a lot to turn your life around, okay? But you can take the step today. So my vision is to encourage women today, to encourage, to build you up, to inspire you, to help you grow. So why this conference? So the reason I put this conference together is because I do have a fascination with business. I really love the highs and the lows and the pace and the challenges. So I absolutely love that. I love women in business. I think you're doing an amazing job, working, coming up, and solving challenges that you're coming up against. And I came to the race course for the first time a year ago with my baby in the pram. And I knew I wasn't back then really ready to put a conference like this together. He was too little. But I actually visualized that one day I would be here talking to a group of women, and I would be talking to you about the messages I have for you. So bearing in mind what I said about my childhood, I've got a message for you, and you will do me an immense favor by just listening to this message. What I'm trying to say is that you are good enough. Okay, you have everything you need to make your life work. You are intelligent enough, you're clever enough, you've got enough connections, you've got enough skills to make a change today. And if you are thinking of making that change, me and Mandy and V will help you today. If it takes you time, that's fine, come back to us later. There is no pressure. But just know that you have an option.